Start in three, two. What up? What up? What up? It's your guys back with another episode of the Right Hook Pod. It's your boy Sniper, my guy, the Hebrew Hammer, Jake the Snake. Feel me? We back with another episode. Things may look a little different this episode if you didn't already notice. I'll borrow Mike Ryan. He had to go make some moves. You know what I'm saying?
Big
Definitely big
moves.
moves. Definitely big moves. Couldn't be more proud of my guy. Definitely wishing him luck from all the way over here. But yeah. So I'm stepping in to host, you know what I mean?
Big Poppy.
You know what I'm saying? Get a little sniper flair on the mic, you know what I mean? So we'll see how this episode goes, and I'm excited for a good one. So we want to start off talking about last weekend, Sanhagen Font. Jake, give me your thoughts.
It was,
yeah,
man.
yeah, I agree, man.
I thought it was going to be a striking battle, man. But we talked about this briefly. And I told you, although Sandhagen's striking is so good, I didn't think it was a good idea to box with him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, that boy finally can box, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
I didn't want him to box with him. I thought it'd still be a striking battle. But Sandhagen is in a position in his career, I feel like, where he needs to win. It's like fighters get into that position. Sometimes they lose themselves fighting not their fight, but I think this was a must win. Sandhagen wants that title, man. I mean, he's been so close, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a snooze fest. A lot of wrestling, right? I was surprised by his wrestling. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah.
Damn, man, I want to Sandhagen put him to sleep, man. I want to see a flying knee or something. I want to see something crazy.
Listen, you talking to a guy who last episode was bigging him up, right? I was saying stuff like it's not going on the ground. If it goes on the ground, it's popping right back up. It's gonna be a dogfight.
Oh,
That's what I thought was gonna happen, man. These two boxers definitely in my heart of hearts wanted them to, just go out
slugfest,
Poirier fucking hooker style and just go to war, right? But like you said, man, Sandhagen's in a position where if he loses, it's just too much risk. You know what I mean? And he needed to win, and he knows that his wrestling and his grappling is a lot better than Font's. And I also agree with you as far as trying to stay in the pocket or just stay on the feet with the boy. His hands really work. So not saying that he was scared, but he definitely took the route that he should have took in order to guarantee a victory.
I mean, listen, we can't take too much from him. A good game plan, right? Good game.
Exactly.
You get to that level, you got a game plan, and if you can execute it the way he did dominate the fight. You know what I mean? Don't want to take anything away from the guy, but I mean, we're used to seeing Corey Sandhagen put people to fucking bed. You know what I mean? That's what we wanted to see. But of course, I mean, what do you think is next for him?
Yeah, I think he's next up.
You think so? I mean, it's got to be another fight though, right? Before then.
I mean, because he was supposed to fight Umar, you know what I mean, and that definitely was going to be a title eliminator, I believe. So who knows? Maybe they see Umar fight one time and then maybe throw an interim, but I don't know, man. Timelines to me indicate that he's next up because at this point, I mean, Umar pulled out because of an injury. Who's to say that he'll be ready to go when it's time for either Aljo to defend or O'Malley to defend? You know what I mean? So I guess time will tell, but yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't give him the title shot. All right, we also wanted to touch on another quick topic. You know what I mean? This isn't UFC, but it's combat sports, and we're trying to touch on all combat sports a little bit, right? So I wanted to break down your thoughts on the Nate Diaz-Jake Paul fight. Let me hear it.
Man, it's crazy that Jake, man, we keep buying these fights.
Right.
We keep buying these fights, man. I expected to see more from Jake Paul. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Jake Paul was. I wanted to see, like, since he lost his last fight, like a boxer, I thought he was gonna come in and really try to prove something, really trying to knock Diaz out.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I think he thought it was gonna be an easy fight.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't he always think that his fights are gonna be easy, quote unquote?
He does. But I mean, man, it was a dog fight though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
They was fighting. It was more. This kills me to say. It was more entertaining than the UFC fight. I'll tell you that much.
I don't disagree with you on that, man. And
I didn't
Nate
want
was
to say it.
kind of, you know what I'm saying? Nate was kind of tagging him up a little bit, you know, trying to show him grown man strength, you know what I mean? But we all know what happened. Nate did get dropped. Ugh, you know what I mean?
Listen, hey, I mean, I just every fight I watch in Nate's, it's the same thing. It's like this guy has so much talent, but I don't know if Nate Diaz, like the CTE is kicking in, boy.
You know, it already did a couple years back.
Because I say that, and then I watch interviews of Nate Diaz when he first came to UFC. It's the same fucking person. But like,
that's a
bro,
fact, bro.
I felt like I was watching a Leon fight almost. It's like those later rounds, you see Nate Diaz coming on.
Mm-hmm.
And he had times where he could have really just put it on Nate or put it on Jake because Jake was feeling the pressure. But he just didn't, man. He just like, he wants to be a showman. I don't know what the whole deal was. It felt like he didn't want to win.
Right.
It felt like he was just there to collect a check. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it felt like that in his last couple UFC fights.
Yeah.
So like, it was not what I expected, but it was everything I expected at the same time.
Right. Yeah, it does seem like at this point in Nate's career, it's kind of like, you know, fuck it. You know, I'll fight whoever. I ain't scared, but I don't really care for winning. I've cemented my legacy already at this point. My favorite part of the fight is when he threw him in the guillotine.
Bro.
Really
I love that, bro. That was my favorite part of the fight for sure.
Yeah.
Does Nate come back to UFC?
Does he? Fucking who knows, bro. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if he really wanted to, he like, I don't know, man. As far as like taking the fight game seriously, like you gotta semi take the fight game seriously in order to fight in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? But like, who knows? Maybe Uncle Dana is like, fuck it. At this point in time, the fans want to see Nate Diaz back in the octagon. I'll give him one more fight, kind of thing.
Yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, Dana will give him another fight. That's for damn sure. You know, I want to see Nate, and this kind of you might like this one.
Let's hear it.
I want to see him in a bare knuckle.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. What the?
That's built for him, man. Like, that is built for him. Like, let him go be a showman. Let him go box, right? But it's still that UFC kind of style of boxing. You know, bare knuckles, like, down and dirty. Like, that's Nate Diaz to a core.
Yeah.
Bring, like, to a sport that's really seems to be growing. And a lot of, especially fight fans, are watching nowadays. It's like, that just seems like Nate Diaz's home, man. He can go over there, get a title, and really bring people to watch that shit, man. Like, Nate Diaz goes to bare knuckle, everyone's gonna fucking watch.
Hondo P, and just like street brawler. That's Nate. That's Stockton, bro.
That's Nate all day, man. Like, that's real palm. I want to see real palm.
No leather in between the slap.
Right face, boy.
Yeah, like, I need palm to face.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Shout out to Nate Diaz. Shout out to Jake Paul for the victory. All right, that's a quick little wrap up. We'll be back. It's the Right Hook Pod. What up? We back. Episode of the Right Hook Pod. Your boy Sniper, my boy Hebrew Hammer, back on the scene. And listen, there was a question that came up. I believe we spoke about it before. We never really got to record our thoughts. I want to bring it back up. So I wanted to hear who you think in the UFC is the next champion.
Yeah, I mean, listen, anyone who watches the pod, I mean, definitely comment. Let us know what you think, who the next champion is going to be. I mean,
any weight class, by the way. Whoever you think is next up.
Let us know. We really want to know about this. I mean, I got a couple in mind. I got two. My first one is going to be, I think, pretty obvious, right? I think Sugar's going to take him. I think Sean O'Malley's going to take. I think I could see. I want to see the gold wrapped around him. He's been. I don't want to say babied into this, but they've been very strategic about what they've been doing with Sean O'Malley.
Right.
Now is his time. And although Aljo has impressed many, he hasn't impressed me to like he keeps talking about moving up after this fight. Like, that might be the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, I would love to see him. Like, and I love Aljo, man. I met Aljo. He's a great fucking human being. He's a great guy. But man, Sean O'Malley is a problem.
His
I think
hands were,
that a lot of the wins that Aljo has, he's kind of been just riding the backpack. That's his MO, right? Gonna be hard against Sean O'Malley. Really good jiu-jitsu, and Sean's a dog, man. Sean is a dog.
Yeah, I want to touch on that real quick. Like a lot of people know O'Malley for striking and just like kind of like that Corey Sandhagen-esque style of striking where it's just dynamic and exciting to watch. Spinning heel kick. Here's a 1-2 uppercut with a fucking front kick and a flip kick. Motherfucker throw you in a headlock upside down real quick or some shit. He's just fun to watch, you know what I'm saying? So as when he's on the feet, you expect him to be explosive, exciting, quick, agile. Not a lot of people know that the man's a problem on his back, man.
Big time.
He's a problem on his back because he doesn't show it a lot in the octagon, but if it gets there, he gonna let you know I ain't no scrub down here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's feasible.
I got one more, and it's gonna
talk to me.
I hate this motherfucker, man. I hate him. I didn't want to bring it up. I hate him.
Here we go.
And
let's see him.
I can see Kobe becoming.
Don't say.
I can. I love Leon, man, and he gave us one of the greatest post-fight speeches. I think for sure.
Yeah, chill maker. Definitely a chill maker.
Headshot dead.
Headshot dead. Pound for pound, bro.
Yo, and Kamal's
look at me now. Look at me now. Yeah, bro. That shit gets me hyped. I ain't gonna lie.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, this dude is a dog. Right?
What's up? Who won it? Yeah, bro.
Kobe's his kryptonite, man. Kobe is gonna be relentless in there. He's not Usman. You know what I mean? Usman will pick and choose when he wants to wrestle. He'll grapple with you. He does love to strike too, where Kobe is gonna relentlessly wrestle you.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if Leon will keep up with that pace. It's gonna be in Madison Square. I mean, that's more of Kobe's home. I hate to say it, than Leon's. He'll have more fans in Madison Square than he'll have anywhere else.
Kobe. You're not wrong, but don't ever call it his home. Home.
It's home. Just more, hell no. No. He does not reside in New York.
Yeah, fuck that kid. But I get you though. Yeah. I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? I definitely understand. Man, it's hard to say, bro, because it's like you have valid points. Kobe's pressure is different breed, and on this podcast, it's my duty, I feel, to stay as unbiased as possible. It's hard to do that against that fuck, man. It's hard to fight. I fucking hate that kid. But I hear you, man. I hear you.
Who you got?
I'm going a little fresher on the scene.
Okay.
Right? My boy Brian Battle. Brian Battle. I think that man has way too much potential to not have gold around his waist in the next
so much untouched potential there, bro. It's like every time you watch him fight, you're like, dude.
Like, what the fuck just happened, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been watching him since the Ultimate Fighter. He became the fucking Ultimate Fighting Champion. And ever since then, like, he had that one loss, that one decision loss, I believe. And ever since then, he's like, yeah, nah, not letting it go to decision no more. I'm killing him right there off the gate. And he does it. He's just a guy who finds a way to win. And I feel like, I believe he's welterweight. I believe in that division. He's just, you know what I mean? There's going to be a point in time where all the top dudes in the welterweight division, they got one foot out the door already. You know what I mean? Brian's on his way up. It's going to be a point where he gets to the top 5, top 3, and then who stop it?
Man, I love where you're going with that, because I think we had we were looking at the question two different ways, right?
Yeah.
And I think, anyone who's watching, definitely we want any perspective, right?
Please.
So, put them in there. Give us something, right? Because I wasn't looking at like that. I was looking at like who's next, as in like we're talking about months away, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about these fights are made. Who's next? But man, I got a couple of those that you talking about.
Listen, we could dive in. But we got a lot of topics. You feel me? So I do have another one though. My boy Brendan Allen.
Okay.
Yeah, he's making his way up in the middleweight, and then like I kind of have the same logic with this. He's where he's at right now, and then by the time, I mean, we're talking about the middleweight champion of the world. Israel Adesanya, right? Unbeatable. We ain't talking about Alex. He's lightweight now. We ain't talking light heavyweight now. We ain't talking about him. He don't matter no more.
Yeah.
But it's Izzy, the broken native himself, the style bender himself. You know what I mean? I feel like when Brendan makes his way top 5, Izzy is probably gonna peace out or move up himself. Who knows? But yeah, at that point in time, it's gonna be like he's already been on a tear, and like maybe he loses a fight or two in that journey, but that's only just gonna make him better. He's gonna come back stronger. You know what I mean? And he doesn't take loss lightly, and he's gonna come back and try to shred everybody out of the middleweight division. So that's another one with a lot of untapped potential. Who I feel like maybe 2-3 years strapped.
I like how you touched that. I like how we both went a little different in
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, man. We try to touch all angles, man. We try to touch all angles, and this is why it's important for all of you watching. Let us know what you think. You know what I mean? We try to stay away from beginning of the podcast. We're breaking down every single fight, but we understand that, you know, people don't want to hear that all the time. We try and get some opinions, you know what I mean? So please make sure, let us know what y'all think.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we touched on who we think is going to be the next champion. Now, speaking of champions, we got some big fights coming up. Big fights coming up. And we're going to talk about it when we come back. Stick around. It's the Right Hook Pod. What up? We back. It's the Right Hook Pod. You know who it is. I ain't going to repeat myself. You know who it is.
Be back.
Right?
Back.
And yeah, last we heard, we got a lot of championship fights, all bangers. You know what I'm saying? All bangers. So real quick, just want to retouch. You know what I'm saying? The most recent or the most upcoming champ fight, we got O'Malley and Aljo. So real quick, do you want to repeat everything what you said for the viewers who couldn't catch us?
I mean, real quick, we already touched on this one, so if you just joined us now, go back, watch it. But man, I'll give you my pick right now. It's O'Malley, man.
Yeah.
O'Malley would be too much for him.
Yeah.
And I was watching what was he? He was on Ariel, I think. And I was watching him, and he hasn't smoked in like 3 weeks, and they still a couple weeks away. He said this is the longest he hasn't smoked. He hasn't been on this Twitch stuff. Usually, it's the big game where he does all that stuff too. Hasn't been doing any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but training and the pod. That's the only things he's been doing. I am a little worried because it is a 5-round fight. But when you watch O'Malley's fights, man, he's never tied in the 3rd round.
Right.
Like when it starts getting to the later rounds, he has been in a lot of 3-round fights. You know what I mean? He finishes fights. But he's not one of them guys that I'm really worried about, like, can he hold up? So I think O'Malley's going to be too much, and I think he's going to be dangerous in there, man. He's going to be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely feel you, and I completely agree with you. How Aljo, he does have that pace, you know what I'm saying, that relentless pace. He just doesn't stop. Like you said, bro, he rides the backpack, and I don't think that's going to be enough for a guy like O'Malley. Plus, O'Malley long as shit, pause. Hey, yo. But he, you know what I'm saying, he knows how to keep the distance. Yeah, hey, yo, we gotta mull that over. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep pushing. But yeah, dude know how to keep his distance. He knows how to use his range and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. What worries me a little bit is the strength discrepancy, because Aljo's definitely much stronger than O'Malley, in my opinion, or from fucking the visual aspect of it.
He fucking looks a lot stronger.
Motherfucker's jacked as shit, you know what I mean? Look around, you know what I mean? No neck.
But boy's cut up, man. He is stunned.
Yeah, boy's shredded. Low key. But yeah. So you got O'Malley. I think I'm taking O'Malley too. All right. We got it ain't stopping there. We did touch on your boy, middleweight champion of the world, Israel Adesanya. He's fighting Sean Strickland. Now, before we get to that, that's obviously going to be UFC Sydney, right? Down under. Yep. You know what I mean? Where Izzy sleeps at night. You know
where Izzy resides, baby.
My whole thing is Uncle Dana thought it was a better idea before he had solidified that matchup to make Alex Pereira versus the return of Yuri Prohaska
Yep.
as the main event for that card. And I just want to pick your brain a little bit. Like, wouldn't you want an Australian native to headline the? I get it. The former light heavyweight champion is making his return. I get it, but like, come on.
Wait, hold on. So this is a surprise to me.
Yeah. That's why I didn't bring it up.
You're telling me Izzy is not gonna?
No. So what was gonna happen was, I think it's because the Izzy and Dricus fight fell through. But after that, they was basically working their way around. Like, all right, who are we gonna main event? We can't find an opponent for Izzy, so we throw in a Brazilian and Alex Pereira and a Czech and Yuri Prohaska to main event the Sydney, Australia card. Yeah, I already see it in your face, bro. Like, what the hell? But lo and behold, that's not what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not what's gonna happen. Izzy and Sean Strickland is gonna headline that main event, and yeah, I just feel like what worries me is that, not worries, but like what I think about when I think about this fight. Do you think Strickland even deserves this title shot?
Listen, Dana is, when you become a certain level in this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dana is great with, I guess, supporting and standing by the fighters that are absolutely great in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel Adesanya is great in this game, right?
Sure.
So it's one of those things where Izzy's gonna get what the fuck he wants.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going down under. You think Izzy's gonna miss that card? He's not. He wants to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Jacobs didn't want to fight. He wanted to take some time off. That's fine. But if Izzy walks up to you and you're Dana White and he's saying, "I want to fight," you just give him the fight.
I want to fight home.
Yeah, he's gonna fight Jacobs regardless.
Right.
So the way Dana's looking at it is, I'm gonna get 2 fights out of him now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll only get 1. Now he's gonna wipe Sean Strickland the fuck out.
Clean him. See you later. No chance.
Well, it's gonna be bad news.
Yeah, it's
bad news, and it's gonna be fun to watch. I'll tell you that much, because you're gonna get what you want to get. I'll tell you that. Everything you think is gonna happen is gonna happen. But I also like it because it's a setup fight, man. Sean Strickland is training with Alex Pereira. You're gonna get a lot of ties when when it's coming up. You can get a lot of ties into those fights and stuff like that. So now it's like, Izzy's beating up his boy. He beats Pereira up. Now he's beating up his boy Sean Strickland. You know what I mean? So
definitely a story to make out of that.
It's a story, right? So I love it because I love watching Izzy absolutely fucking dominate, right?
Yes, sir.
But like, yeah, we're gonna get 2 fights out of Izzy. Izzy's gonna go in there. He's gonna dominate, and he's gonna come right back, and he's gonna beat up Dracus, and it's gonna be everything that the UFC wants, everything that the fans want. Does Sean Strickland deserve it? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Cannonier kind of earned it more than Strickland, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, Sean, you got to give him some props because you're still fighting Izzy, man. And
yeah, and
he fought Alex, and we've seen how that went. And Izzy, fought Alex. So
yeah, and then Strickland did he did take a couple short notice fights. His last 2 fights, I believe, were short notice, and he won.
He won.
So I mean, I guess in a way he did enough for Dana was like, all right, let me throw you a bone. You know what I mean? But yeah, that bone's gonna get chewed up.
It's just you see all the time. I mean, there was times where Kamaru didn't want to fight Colby. You know what I mean? There was times where, fucking it's like Alex. Alex is gonna pick whoever the fuck he wants to fight now. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's times when Max was picking who he wants to fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you get to a certain level, and you cleaned out a division, you got to pick fights that make sense. And some of those fights is just going to be who the fuck wants to fight. Who's ready right now to fight? Timelines don't always match up. I know they try. Dana White does and the matchmakers do a great job of making these timelines match up. Sometimes they don't. And sometimes real fighters want to fight. And if you at City Kickboxing, you want to fight, baby. So let's get it on.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I believe the one after that is UFC Abu Dhabi on your boy's birthday. Nice present. Thank you, Uncle Dana. You know what I mean? Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, Dos. Now, hold on, man. because this is a hard fight for me to break down. I'm a big fan of both of these fighters,
Sure.
and we all know how Islam's been moving in the UFC. We all know what happened the last fight. Islam is home now, right? And I'm about to say something crazy. I'm about to say something crazy. I think Charles gets it done in Abu Dhabi. And bro, I'm gonna get fucking chewed up for saying this, bro, because the Dagestanis don't lose. And when you think of Makachev in Abu Dhabi fighting to defend his belt, this is the first time he's defending his his lightweight belt against another lightweight.
Yep.
I feel like I don't know, man, but who knows? Maybe Makachev after that Volk fight, I don't know, he's starting training differently. He's doing stuff differently. But I just feel like Charles is on this war path where he's like, you seen what he did to Benil, bro?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was gonna happen. I did not think that. He came out and said, nah, I want my strap back.
Charles
You know what I mean?
potential to be everything we think he's gonna be.
Yeah.
Right? So dude, I want Charles to win so bad. I do. And I'll tell you right now, if he fights like he fought against Belil in this next fight, he's gonna win by far. But I think he gets too wrapped up in who's like Charles is one of those fighters. He's so good that sometimes he tries to beat you at your own game plan instead of sticking to his.
Yeah.
Right. And just stick, bro. Just stick to your own game plan, bro. I literally think that if Charles stands up with Islam, it's a wrap. I mean, Charles Oliveira has to have the most underrated striking in UFC right now by far. I mean, everyone thinks about Charles like
he's
maybe
definitely one of them.
think of him as like an all-around fighter, but a lot of people think BJJ, man. They're like that's what he does. Like he on the ground, he's a savage. But man, watch his fights. He's ending most of these fights on the ground because he knocked them on the ground, right?
Yeah.
He's not taking a lot of people down. He's putting dudes down.
Yeah.
Right?
He does
so
have
I think he was trying to just beat him at his own game, and he got a little cocky. He thought he could just land his back like he did against the last couple of guys, get up, kind of do what he wants when he wants. You're not gonna do that against Islam. You're not. If Charles goes in there and tries to fight off his back, he will lose 100%. If he goes in there with the game plan and he goes up, he stands up with him, and he picks his positions, I think he has the ability to not only win, but to finish Islam. I truly do. His counter striking is a thing to watch. When you watch this man counter, it's fucking beautiful. It's straight punches. They're on the money. It's time and precision. You know what I mean? And people go down.
Yeah.
If he does that, if he thinks he's gonna sit on his back and he's gonna fight off the fight, he will lose.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I think Islam got some well deserved respect from Charles after that last fight, and he knows what he needs to do in order to win. And I feel like it's both on same sides.
Yeah.
But as far as I don't know, man. It definitely could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Islam comes out with a W because that's just who Makachev is. But Charles, man, I don't know, man. I just have this feeling, and I don't know. Maybe it's because it's happening on my birthday, and I mentioned it's happening on my birthday. I just feel this aura about it, and I just don't think I'm wrong. I think Charles shocks the world in Abu Dhabi.
I think everyone wants to see Charles be the champion again, man.
I agree with you.
Like Charles as the champion is so good for the UFC. Nothing against Islam, but I mean the fan base that Charles was able to gain, especially not being able to speak fucking English, is incredible, right? Yeah. I mean, because you see these guys. There's not a lot of guys when you look back that has gained the fan base that Charles has that don't speak English. This sport is worldwide, but it resides in the U.S., right? And a lot of fan base is from the U.S.
Yeah.
Like I can only think of a few people that really couldn't speak barely any English that was a champion that people loved, other than like who Anderson Silva. Like you talk, and to even be mentioned in that category, even though it's about fucking speaking English, it's crazy. But it's like every single fight, people want Charles to win. He's gonna be in Abu Dhabi, and it's not gonna be such a home base. It's not gonna be the home base that Islam thinks it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of screams for both fighters, definitely.
Big time.
Speaking about home base, John Jones, Stipe Miocic, MSG baby,
The Mecca.
the Mecca, New York's own John Jones versus Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight belt in MSG. Holy, I don't even think we got to touch too much on this. I think the world knows what's gonna happen. Just to play devil's advocate, I guess. I got a boy. He goes by the name of Don Greco, and the motherfucker hit me up and told me that Miocic is gonna win, and he might win by the third round. If Miocic comes out and fights like the Stipe who beat DC, the Stipe who was the heavyweight champion of the world for X amount of years, for God knows how long. If he comes out and fights like that, he beats John Jones. And I almost unfriended him, I almost unfollowed him and all this shit. Like I'm not a fan of John Jones as a person, but I'd be a dickhead if I don't say he's one of the greatest fighters in the fucking world.
Yeah, unarguable. I mean, Jones is Donnie Bones Jones, baby.
Yeah, and I feel like he's the type of sick fuck, like personally.
Yeah.
To be that good of a fighter, you need like a certain switch off in your fucking brain to be that good of a fighter, and I think that's what John Jones is. You see him grappling with Gordon Ryan, top jiu-jitsu artist other than the Gracies.
Bro, I mean, I seen that video, man, and oh my god, bro. I mean, of course, I think they're just playing around. I mean, kind of getting to that. They're not going 100%,
right?
But John Jones is also substantially bigger than Gordon Ryan, even though Gordon Ryan's absolutely fucking yoked.
Yeah, dude's
dude's like 20 something, looks like he's 70 something. People,
right?
I mean, but yeah, man, this is. I think it may be closer than people think it's gonna be for sure. I have mixed feelings with John Jones, right? Because he was one of my favorite fighters growing up. And then it's when you love a fighter so much, and then you watch them, it gets to a point where you watch them fight fucking once every 2 years, and then all the shit that goes on, you kind of get upset with them, but you got to respect them because fighters are gonna be fighters, man. These are grown men that are absolutely fucking sickos going to fight each other in an octagon in front of millions of people, right? So they're gonna get in trouble. They all do, right? Conor McGregor's gotten in his trouble. There's been so many UFC fighters that get in their trouble. Listen, you got to be a certain kind of human being to step in that octagon. So you can't get too mad at them, right? But I just don't think it's going to be as easy as one, people think it's going to be, and two, John Jones thinks it's going to be.
Okay. So fair enough, but I don't know. If I'm throwing my money anywhere, I'm throwing it on John Jones. Stipe, all the respect in the world for Stipe Miocic, you know what I'm saying? Because he's really like that. I just feel like the age discrepancy is gonna fuck with him a little bit.
I can't see Stipe being better than he was.
Right.
And I think that's who you have to be to beat John Jones. I also know that John Jones isn't going to be able to wrestle Stipe like he did Cyril Gane.
That's
100%. It's going to be more active on the feet for sure. And I'm really excited to see that with John, right? Because John comes back, he absolutely dominates Cyril in an awesome way, but also like
that shit was
John Jones go out there and fucking spinning elbows, and
it was disappointing, man.
It was a little disappointing. It was. I mean, expected, but a little disappointed. So I want it to at least last 3-4 rounds.
Right.
I want to see them both kind of in the trenches and see these guys are a little older. So let's see what the fuck they got.
And it might be like the last fight for both fighters. So why not go out with a bang for both fighters, right?
Good point. That's a good point, man. I don't know if John Jones fights again after this, honestly.
He might hang him up. He don't got nothing else to prove. Who knows? But he ain't got really nothing else to prove. And then Stipe, he's already been gone for so long.
Yep.
So maybe he's coming back. I beat John Jones as my final fight in my career. What better way to hang him up?
No, and I don't want to see it, but it's hard to disagree.
Right. All right. So we touched on some heat fights. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot more coming up. It's the Right Hook Pod. What up? Welcome back. You know what it is. You know what time it is. And Jake, I got a little question.
What you got for me?
So if the universe were to grant you $5,000, right? $5K, 5 backs, directed straight to your bank account, no tax paid, $5,000 is yours, all of it, to spend one round in the octagon with any UFC fighter, who you picking?
Male or female?
Let's say male. Let's say male, kid.
I'm about my money.
I hear you. Let's even it out a little bit.
I'm still 190 pounds, you know what I mean? And it's good weight.
I hear you. So who you picking?
Jeez, in just one round?
Yeah. So you have to last a round.
I gotta last a round.
Right? So barring any experience, right? Let's say you all been fucking training, but let's say you all been training this year, both of your debuts in the UFC. Who you picking to win 5K?
5K? Put me in. Listen, because at this point, like 5K is 5K, but put me in the ring with Kobe. I want to be in there with Kobe. Because if I could punch Kobe in the face one time, I want to punch his fucking life. Can I step in the ring at my weight? Like, I want to step in the ring at my weight against him at his weight. Obviously, he has the advantage. Give me my 5K at my weight. I want to step in there. He's just going to try to sniff my fucking nuts. I'm throwing straight haymakers for a whole round, and I'm not running away. I'll die in that octagon, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. That definitely, even if I don't make it past the round, it's worth 5K to punch my fucking grill.
I'm going out on my shield, cause
right.
I'm paying something.
I hear you, man. See me, I want to say I'm roughly 2 bills. I could cut some weight though. I could cut some weight to I say middleweight, and put me in the ring with Brunson, bro. He can't stop me. Brunson can't stop me, bro. That dude, he'll throw 6 punches and can't breathe for the rest of the fight. 100%. Bro, what are you talking about?
That motherfucker would chase you, try to take you down.
Yeah, and here comes the fucking guillotine hell, dude. Fucking rip his head off like this. What do you mean? Fuck are you talking about?
Kobe a nugget, dude. I'll be like this.
Fuck, give him a swirly in the back after. Fuck that kid, bro.
He's beat, dude. Fuck Kobe.
Yeah, man.
We need a whole segment on fuck Kobe Covington. New segment.
Yeah, bro. I'll start making shirts, bro.
First ever merch dropping. Fuck Kobe. Just in time for his fucking title fight. Fuck him.
He'll be fucking horizontal like this with middle finger staring above him like that.
We need like the fuck Trae Young chance. We need that in the city for fuck Kobe Covington.
Fuck Kobe Covington. Fuck CC. Fuck CC. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that kid for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, give it to me. I'll beat up Kobe Covington any day.
Yeah, Brunson can't stop me. Fuck that kid.
And also, if I couldn't get him, you know who it would be?
Let's hear it.
Nico Price.
You really don't like that? All right, bro. You better hope the man don't juice up. Let me not even.
Yeah, Nico Price. I'll beat the fuck out of Nico Price with a fucking blindfold on, dude.
Fucking sick. Fuck this guy is. All right. So listen, real quick. A little more to talk about before we get out of here. But I really did want to break down the main event of this week. UFC Fight Night, Vicente Luque versus Rafael Dos Anjos. RDA himself, the vet, the guy, the dude, the legend. You know what I mean? And fuck, man, when I think about these two fighters, RDA was lightweight, and he decided to move up and take a fight against one of the demons in this division.
Demon.
He's a fucking, man. I remember, I forget which fight that I saw that made me interested in this guy. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this Vicente Luque kid? And oh shit, he beat some notable names. And then he's been on a tear. Unfortunately, Luque's been on two fight lose streak. He lost to Jeff Neal by knockout, which honestly I didn't see coming because I feel like Jeff Neal was at a point in his career where he wasn't showing ability or enough potential to stand up with Luque. And when I say he made Luque look like a piece of fucking work, it was sad to see.
Easy
Definitely
money.
sad to see.
It was funny.
Yeah, and he also lost a decision loss to Neil Magny, which definitely one of the worst losses in his career.
Tell me both those fighters on like the same fighter though.
A bit. I feel like I don't know. I feel like
they're both in the same place in their career, both fighting the same. Like you never know what you get. Two guys that can go in there look like fucking title contenders, or in two
okay,
guys.
yeah. When you look at it like that, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the same. So Luque has a fucking. But before those two losses, the last two, he was on a 4-fight winning streak, and all of them he finished. You know what I'm saying? I think it was 3 knockouts and 1 submission. So you already know what type of fighter he is. He's coming swinging. Dude has power, bro. You know what I mean? He has a 5.5 inch reach advantage to RDA. His grappling is top tier as well. His already touched on his striking accuracy and his power. And I feel like as far as these two go, he's probably the fresher fighter. RDA's fought in welterweight before, I believe, but he's recently been in lightweight. Vicente's been, working in welterweight for quite some time, but RDA is RDA, right? He's a vet.
I think that's the problem, right? I think fighting people that I think his IQ is kind of what is the death of fucking Luque. Like I think like when he fights fighters who have been in the game for a little while and can game plan and execute the way that a lot of the fighters that have been, a lot of the vets in the can do, right? Experienced guys. He has a problem because he's one of them brawlers, man. He wants to go in there. He throws a lot of looping punches, but those bangers straight too. Like, don't get me wrong, the dude can fucking throw fucking heat, but he's one of those guys when he's coming up, you're like, dude, this dude's fucking taking out everybody. He's got a real shot to be like a contender, top 10, top 5 guys. And then he just hits a wall, and it's kind of like, where the fuck did he go?
Yeah, and I agree.
Like, I don't think like it's a great matchup because RDA is on. I want to say a downside, but I don't see RDA fighting for a title necessarily anytime. Right. So it is one of them things. I think this is a big fight for Luque because it's one of those fighters. Like, listen, he has to beat RDA.
Yeah, kind of like a gatekeeper away.
Yeah, it's like gotta beat RDA to at least just cement that I belong here. I mean, not like he's gonna shoot up in ranking or anything like that off this fight. I don't think he does, but it's one of those fights where it's like we're giving you a bigger name, right? We're giving you a main event. You know what I mean? Just get through him, and we can see what's next. Right. So I think there's a chip on his shoulder, but RDA is a smart ass fighter, man, and he can do it all. And I for some reason, unless RDA gets knocked out, I can see RDA winning this fight.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, like, as far as like title goes, maybe he does it, but this is definitely, I feel like, his last run at a title, right?
Oh, 100%.
In lightweight, he lost his. No, he won his last fight in lightweight, or I don't know. I know he beat Brian Barberena his last fight. Not sure of which weight class that was. It actually might have been welterweight. But his lightweight matchup before that against Fiziev, your guy, my guy too. Yeah, nah, it didn't work out too well. So I feel like if he in turn feels like if I'm gonna make one last run at the title, might as well not have to cut weight as much, not have to worry about that brutal weight cut and fight at a higher weight class. And this is a challenge for both of them. I feel. I mean, RDA has a fucking terrifying ground game, and like you said, his IQ is one of the top of the tippity top in the UFC. So yeah, man, this I do have Luque in this fight, strictly because I don't know, man. When you jump around in weight class, it can fuck with you a little bit, but maybe RDA's IQ, circumvents that, kind of pushes past the whole weight thing, and just it shows him that, motherfucker, I'm a vet.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I am who I am for a reason. So I'm looking forward to see a very exciting fight nonetheless.
It's like fighting that uncle at the cookout.
Pretty much.
Like, you know what he did in the past.
Yeah. And then it's like,
but Luque is that new dog.
I think I could take him.
Take you now, Uncle. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. But then it's like sometimes Uncle show motherfucker like, y'all don't look.
You're not him.
Nephew, you ain't there yet, kid. You ain't there yet. You there, but you ain't there.
Nah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I fucking 100% feel you on that. Listen, I'm just hoping for a fucking banger of a fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a banger. I don't see it going any other way. I think you'll see a lot. I think you'll see some on the ground, some standing up. I think you'll see a lot. I don't think it's gonna be one place or the other. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good main event, man. A nice little fight night to keep us going, keep us interested until we get to those fucking bangers of championship fights coming up.
Bro, I hear you, bro, and I sure fucking hope so after that snooze fest of a main event last weekend. Sandhagen, I fucking love you, bro. And I understand that you had to do what you had to do. I ain't knocking your shit, but regardless, I can say that I was, you know what I mean, fucking fighting some sleep. Had to take a Dayquil at fucking 12 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So, fuck it. Listen, we're going to fucking come back with some RFPs real quick. Stick around. It's the Right Hook Pop. What's up? You know who it is. You know what we doing. We back. And just wanted to shoot off, you know what I mean? Nice little ending segment before we get up out of here. RFPs, rapid fire picks. I'm basically going to shoot off each fight of the main card. I'm going to shoot off who I think is going to win, whether I know about them or not. And Jake, if there's a certain fight that you want to touch up a little more, please feel free to stop me. But without further ado, here's what I think is going to happen. UFC Fight Night, Luque versus RDA. So the fucking opening fight of the main card is Josh Fremd versus Jamie Pickett. Don't know much about Josh Fremd, but I know a lot about Jamie Pickett. And I think Pickett takes this one. The next one up is AJ Dobson versus Tafon Nchukwi. I think I said his name right. Don't kill me if I didn't. And I know Nchukwi's a power fighter, but Dobson is one of those IQ fighters, and I think he's going to get it done. So AJ Dobson for that one. Poliana Viana versus Yasmin Lucindo. I don't know either one of these fucking. You know what I mean?
I know Yasmin's I've seen Yasmin fight a couple times. And she's a decent fighter, but so I pick her, but strictly only because she's the only one I know.
Right. I was gonna say I just like saying Yasmin Lucindo. It's a nice name, so I'm just gonna pick her off the strength of that. So there you go, Yasmin. Don't let me down. Khalil Roundtree versus Chris Dawkins. I think Roundtree cleans his clock. See you later. I think
that.
Huh?
I agree with that one too.
Yeah, I think Dawkins' head's gonna roll. Cub Swanson versus Hakeem Dawodu. I think Dawodu is gonna come up with the dub on this one. It seems like you want to say something.
Hey, hold on a minute now. All right, Cub Swanson's. I love watching Cub Swanson. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I do too, man.
He's like him and like. Why do I when I think of him, I think of Mike Perry, bro. Like them two guys.
They brawl, dog. That's why.
Like guys that have been here for it just seems like forever.
Mm-hmm.
love watching fight. It don't matter who they're fighting. It don't matter if they're on the fucking prelims, on the main card. It don't matter what it is. If they're fighting, you see that name, you're like, gotta watch this fight, man. Cub Swanson is a
I
dog.
agree. I fucking agree, bro. Very
Cub Swanson,
excited.
if you
Yeah.
lose this fight, go to bare knuckle and fight Mike.
Oh,
No, fight
oh,
Harry. That would be an absolute fucking dog fight.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna DM. I'm gonna DM him this clip right here.
Yeah.
After the fight, if he loses, I'm DMing this clip to him immediately, 100%.
Your dog will beat up another dog.
Yeah, that'd be fucking wild, bro.
Wicked.
And then, of course, the main event, Luke RDA. We touched on that already. You already know who I'm picking. Big Luke.
Yeah, I think he's going to take that one, but it's going to be a close fight. We'll see.
I just hope for a banger, man. That's all I hope.
I think this card has potential. It does seem like it could be one of them sleeper cards.
Yeah.
Where like you do get a ton of finishes.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of fights that, you know, us predominantly standing up and things like that. So it might be, listen, if you're a new fan of the sport, don't just shy away. You know what I mean? Watch the fights. We watch every fight night. What will be surprised by some of these fight nights, man. Some of the ones you don't get the popular names, but listen, all these popular names that you know who are becoming champions and things like that have all been on fight nights just like these. You didn't know their names, and then they started knocking motherfuckers out.
100p. And listen, even in the prelims got some, and it's free. Free to watch. You know what I'm saying? No pay-per-view. Definitely free to watch. Yeah, I'm hoping for an exciting card.
Yes, sir.
And listen, this has been a dynamic episode of the Right Hook Pod. Hebrew Hammer, Jake the Snake, thank you for coming. Once again, shout out to my boy Mike Ryan. Wishing him the best of luck and everything that he's doing right now. He's definitely gonna be back for the next one. Don't you worry. And I hope my hosting skills held up to the boy.
Mike, doing your thing, baby. Yeah, I mean,
yes, sir. Shout outs to you, my guy.
Back. You'll be back, but yeah, take over. We got to keep the pod going. You know how.
Got the show must go on. I ain't breaking no legs, but the show must go on. So listen, hope y'all enjoyed it. It's the Right Hook Pod, baby. What the hell happened?
Am I back?
Yeah, you back.
God damn.
I don't know what the fuck happened there, but we're good.
What the fuck? Of course, when it's just me, this is what happened.